Alright, we're back with Zobek Servant, which will actually help us. And like I mentioned in Picking Mirror of Fate, again, the devs wanted to be a bit cute and have also Zobek Servant also be voiced by Richard Madden, which was voicing Alucard in the previous game. But don't worry, we'll see also Alucard in this game eventually on its own. It's just that they wanted to be cute with a bit of recycling.
It happens.
For the time being, we just need to proceed through these. I think it's an electric wire storage. Because sometimes you get this kind of door, but you need to wait a bit. It's a cute way to mask a loading screen where you have to pull the lever, but you have to wait until each light bulb, gets illuminated until it reaches the door. I'm trying.
Only works so quick here.
Bro, we're not exactly stalling.
And then Dracula turns towards the camera and he's like, "This is why Solid Snake works alone."
Oh man, did we get a close flip on Dracula's ass?
Sorry, dude. Sorry,
No, yeah, we did.
Did we get a close up on Dracula's ass?
Well, we did, but I'll say we do. But the thing is that the cape does not show that much on that front.
Remember, Deds, the unwritten rule of vampires in this version of the universe is that when you become a vampire, you have to bare your chest to everyone for some reason.
Yes.
Part of the sexy factor, I guess, of being a vampire. Like, even
to be fair, there's been vampire fiction that has had those elements. It's not exactly.
Not to mention.
Twilight.
Not to mention.
Even before Twilight, Joe, but that's not even exclusive
Not
to
to mention,
Twilight.
Jova, it still depends because there are also other vampire medias that take inspiration more from the traditional, more like urban legend that Dracula was born of, as in from Blood the Impaler, Blood the Tepes the Third of Wallachia. The fact that he was an actual conqueror during the Crusade time, which was such an asshole and brutal that he literally took the Turks that he had prisoners and literally impaled them on crosses and spikes and adorned the street with those poor fuckers, just to instill terror. And well, yeah, it was effective on that front.
Honestly,
so a lot of fiction, including Dracula Untold, showcase the incarnation of Dracula with an actual battle armor, which is also very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Which sort of harkens back to how Gabriel started off.
Honestly, the only depiction of Dracula that I personally never cared for is the one in Castlevania 2, where it looks nothing like Dracula should look like. Like seriously, that doesn't look
just a big bulky shadow in that game anyway.
He looks more like the Grim Reaper than Dracula. Like the people who made that game even know what Dracula actually is.
I mean, it was the same team from the first game, so...
Yeah, and that's what boggles my mind. Like,
I get the idea that, again, it was supposed to be just his spirit, so it was supposed to take a different kind of form, but still...
But that's the thing. It's actually him resurrected because Simon had to put him back together.
All the bones.
Just so he could kill him more properly, yes.
Yeah. I didn't kill you right the first time, I need a do-over.
Yeah.
Just bear with it, okay?
And then Richter tried doing the same thing, whoops.
Oh, poor Richter.
It's kind of a shame that... Okay, I actually do wonder if the Fatal Richter in Symphony of the Night was done because not many people cared about Rondo of Blood, nor did they about it. So Iga wanted to put it as kind of a joke, in a way of saying, well, see, the Richter's quest was futile and everything, in actuality. Because
and now the Belmonts no longer can use the wall.
At the moment, yeah. Again, the fact that that particular bit has such important consequences for the Belmont line for a very long time, actually. There you go. From this point onward, the actual soldiers of Satan, like this one, the one we thought at the beginning, start showing up. But now we're in more than capable conditions for defeating them. So there is that. Sure.
Sure, pal.
I mean, if he enjoys that, remember what the buddy said. No one knows what kind of monster this guy was when he was alive, but Zobek deemed enough just to resurrect him for the fact that he made a good lieutenant. So, yeah. how. But I forgot. Oh, there you go, the whip thing. I actually wonder if partially it was also Iga wanting to plan forward in the fact that there have been 1 or 2 games that had not a Belmont as a central protagonist, but still had the whip. So I wanted to put a justification for why, for a bit, the Belmonts were not the owner of a vampire killer. There we go. Thankfully, thanks to Portrait of Ruin, that one was fixed just in time, so it will make sense. If anything, again, continuity-wise, aside from excluding that Game Boy game that Jova mentioned with the theme of Belmont, it's pretty much solid in how it is. It's not, there aren't too many, flunks into it. The only major thing that can be counted are basically some enemy design that changes over time, but that has to be, probably part of the course with a lot of games. So is that.
Let it never be forgotten that in Symphony of the Night, apparently Dracula's most evil, most terrifying, most powerful form is him essentially sitting in a chair attached to a pair of bat wings. I
mean, he wasted the dragon form in Realm of Blood. Oh. But we were just knowing each other. Come on.
Sorry, I don't want to get too attached. It'll make it more tragic if we have to fight each other.
Also, Joe, it depends on what chair you're sitting on, because there's a lot of potential for powerful imagery with a bad guy sitting on an imposing throne.
Yes, like Darkseid chilling on someone else's couch.
Sure, if that helps
Batman
you.
Steals Darkseid's chair.
Well, look at it this way.
The Metro on the Mobius chair.
Well, okay.
That's so childish out of context.
Well, how about this, Taylor? Let me give you a better example then. Like that one antagonistic character that I will not name from Tangled Season 3, when that character sits on that person on her throne.
No. It's. I was mostly joking because that's a thing. It wasn't clearly in the original envision that Jack Kirby had for the New Gods, but DC kind of tended to start loving having this inside joke where this guy, basically, to give you a context, Shiri, Darkseid is a badass evil motherfucker.
I know who he is, actually.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Really?
There you go. But,
Alice watches a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, imagine this kind of guy, the one that literally can pulverize you while not even looking at you because his Omega beams, have a trajectory that go whatever they want, but they still hit the target. This kind of guy just crashing into your house and chilling on your couch because he can. Because remember,
your name on it.
Yes, because remember, with Darkseid, it's always about one thing. Darkseid is.
And believe it or not, Countdown was not the first nor the last time he would.
We made the kind of an inside joke. Oh, hi, Trevor.
That was one of the good things to come from Countdown, I guess.
We don't have much time, Trevor. Yeah, okay.
Someone wants to hurt us.
You're already dead.
It's all about therapy. Just.
Oh, I thought that was going to be the plot twist of he stabs him or something.
No. Remember, it's all. Sometimes the transition happens more gradually. Other times it's again this Silent Hill-esque approach where everything around you mutates.
Like it'd be like I can write it down.
Oh boy, it's this segment.
Now we're about to get to something that.
We're in Carmilla's lair. You remember?
Well,
that
this
from
was
the
the
first
wing.
game,
Remember,
right?
this was partially part of the wing territory of Carmilla, one of the previous owners, the one that Gabriel defeated in the first game. But
No, that's the thing. The entire castle was Carmilla's. Which
yeah, true. But these were like her personal quarters, let's just say. And there she is, actually in her human form, the one she possesses also in the portrait. And by the way, she's still voiced by the same voice actress, which is the same from Emiliana Perfetti.
It's her human form, back from when she was one of the founders of the Brothers of Light.
Is this how Emiliana got her fear of ghosts?
Definitely.
But how does she come back?
And if you were
She
left
is
to wait
in
again,
herself a ghost.
would it matter?
I destroyed you a long time ago.
But that wasn't you. All those years ago.
So, as an homage to the main timeline, this Carmilla's got the hots for
Yeah, there's also the
Dracula.
fact that you probably noticed that by the appearance, but Carmilla is much more about
I am
the
yours.
temptation of sex in this game.
Do with me what you
So,
will.
Which, you know, was kind of her thing at points in time in the
as
main
this is
timeline.
Gabriel,
but
this
yeah,
is a
yeah.
bad idea.
No, she's into
Oh,
it.
she's getting turned on by this.
Yeah.
That's because that's exactly what she wanted. Pay attention to the HUD.
It's purple now. Neat.
Poison.
Mm-hmm. Poison blood.
I'm inside of you. And
Oh
your
god, she's inside of him.
be my strength.
Count? What?
Yes.
You're the one who
You'll
sucked my
never
blood,
leave
you
your
idiot.
mind.
So, who wants now a stealth section in the castle part?
Dude.
Carmilla doesn't want to just kill us properly. Well, first of all, we have to deal with these skeletons. But Carmilla wants to toy with us.
I
So,
won. I want-
watch out, Carmilla's
Oh
corrupt
my
blood is
God.
inside you. Its power will grow when you take damage. You will become her servant when it possesses you completely. I think I will actually show what happens, but
Hey.
Gabriel's profound transformation has caused memories of Carmilla to return to his mind and unleash the dreams that the attractive vamp has awakened in him. However, the intentions of a femme fatale have not changed and may continue to guide the actions of a warrior towards his doom. The fervent desire to share all eternity with her prince has always been her obsession, and it has
What?
ended up poisoning her sweet blood. In a perverse game, she attempts to cloud his judgment, beating him until his will is broken, and delivering him to his most primal temptation. Unfortunately for her, the heart she is trying to control has belonged to another woman for many centuries.
Okay. So here's one part where the bio confused me. It said that Carmilla's wish has always been to have her prince. Yeah, no, that's not how it was in the first game. In the first game, she offered to turn him so that he would be her lackey.
Okay,
And then when he
there was
refused,
also the
she just tried
fact
to kill him.
there was also the fact that she no, read this. The souls of the skeleton warriors which Gabriel battled in the past left their bodies in the material world. Free of the spell of a toy maker, their bones have become the ramping target of the cursed blood, which invades and controls them as their puppets. Their meatless bodies wrapped in plasma carry the rusty weapons to attack their lords more. No thought is held in their empty skulls or even to urge to run Dracula out of their dominion. The thing about the skeletons is that once you're actually beaten down, much like in the first game, you actually have to beat the blood that is here. The Void Sword is actually most effective against that, so you try to use that. But what I was mentioning, Carmilla was in possession of Mirror of Fate at that point, and the phrase that she says to Gabriel was, I know already how your story ends, you will become one of us eventually. To which Gabriel obviously just, scoffed off because he thought she was just full of shit, So, this is still pretty much a retcon, but it doesn't seem too implausible to me that Carmilla, seeing the fate of Gabriel, just had the desires of her own. The problem is that she just didn't express that in the first game, like you mentioned.
And not only that, again, she wanted him to serve her. Here she's all about, my princess is that, I am yours, blah, blah, blah. Like, again.
Remember, there's also the fact that if we get corrupted enough, we will be her servant, so yeah.
Kinda, yeah. I wonder
But,
if she's a bit sore about us killing her in the previous
But yeah, like I
game.
mentioned,
What do you think?
like I also mentioned, the Carmilla in this game is both in aspect and in everything, including her actual boss fight, is very centralized to the point where I will actually put a small, admittedly, time skip because of the way the boss fight actually ends. I will only say that.
Wait, that?
Yes.
Like, I don't think
worry,
that...
don't worry, Jova. Only do time. Because first we have something else to show up. It's Marie.
You!
As
This is
bad
your fault!
as bad memory goes, so do positive ones.
Gabriel,
Again, ignoring the fact that she is partially to blame for all this crazy conundrum stuff going on.
Yeah, at some point Gabriel just needs a fucking break.
Give him a hug, damn it.
What power is behind this? You're standing here as if 1,000 years had not passed since the last time I saw you alive. And our son, hidden deep inside you.
I had to protect him from you, Gabriel.
No.
They knew. They told me what
They
you
were
going to
full of
become.
shit.
I had no choice.
You know, him knowing he had
There
a
you
son
go.
probably
Now
would've-
Gabriel is about to basically mouth what the audience
Did they tell you
thinks.
What happened to our
Yeah.
child? Did they? Did they tell you that blood would fight against blood for all eternity? You were deceived, Marie.
As I was.
Yeah.
Tell
We
me,
were all played for patsies.
is this God's reward for the devoted and the foolish?
You are no fool, Gabriel.
I am no longer Gabriel, woman. I am the dragon.
By the way, this particular delivery was in that trailer that I show you, but it's actually a different take, surprisingly.
And will be forever a thorn.
And yeah, that's the irony. Despite being God's champion, Dracula is pissed off, and I will say rightfully so.
Like, I mean,
I know.
pretty much
who you are.
everyone took him
And I
for a
know you want this to
ride.
be over.
Remember, gods are dicks. We've established this throughout
But the
fiction.
suffering had to happen. And it will
To be
come
fair
in
to the god of this
soon.
universe, it is established that he can't interfere as well because yada yada yada.
Mysterious ways
powers
and
that
shit.
be and
Oh,
whatnot.
but hold on, this might also be it. Again,
You cannot help.
this, yeah,
You're not-
despite also being, pissed off, Gabriel is just
You're not real.
broken at this
Tired.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
The blood of that witch that
So
is
is she
poisoning
real
those
or is she not? Because she claims she is, Dracula
It's
claims she's
that's
not.
again, Jova, much like this castle, which is like again an eldritch location, kind of like manifests the inner psyche of Dracula. So as there are dark and negative memories, so there are positive ones. This is basically all just a big metaphor of Dracula putting his own self back together and deciding what to do with his life.
All I want to do is escape.
Ironic, is it not, that this is one of the few times where, again, like you mentioned earlier, the story does not explain this well until a certain point.
This is no place for a boy.
It's no place for you either, Gabriel. It never has been.
I told you I'm not
It's
Gabriel.
time for you to go.
It still is.
It's time for
He
you to
doesn't think so.
return to your family. Now you must drink my blood.
Oh, okay.
It will help
Oh,
fight
yeah.
Carmela's spell.
Yep. Basically, you drink her blood, that's a good. You drink Carmela's blood, that's a bad.
That's bad. Can I get a refund?
This has got to be some sort of trick.
Ah, don't worry, Dweebs. That comes for later.
Oh, I thought the twist was going to be he's biting
Again.
his own wrist.
It would not. It would not actually cure completely from the poison, but at least it refills our health. Cool.
Wow, that blood tastes so good that choirs start to sing. as
Questioning,
he
Dweebs.
drinks it.
How much drug did Robert Carlyle's character in the Trainspotting movies did?
Remember,
Quite a lot,
I
apparently.
am always with you.
You know, I can't wait for the Morbius.
Mostly he's just crazy in those films.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I can't wait for
That's the
Morbius
ironic
movie
thing,
to
Tio.
rip this
Robert
scene
Carl-
off.
Okay, that's the ironic thing, Tio. Robert Carlyle's character is the only one of the main characters who isn't normally high on drugs. No,
Oh.
instead he's addicted to violence.
All right. Let's get to this stealth scene, stealth section, and surprisingly enough, it's kind of similar to the one that is in the PC version of the first Harry Potter game with Mr. Filch. If you play that game, you will know that this is pretty much identical. In this case, Carmilla roams around with a lantern, patrolling this library, and you have to be sure to use your blood to line up a few symbols in order to open that door so you can escape. But first of all, let me read, I think, Maria's bio.
They only played the PS2 version of this Harry Potter game?
It might be the same to the PC version, actually. I actually don't know if it is identical or not. There we go, that's Marie. The story of Marie goes well beyond one of courage and fervor loyalty. When the mirror revealed Gabriel's fate, she was forced to make the most difficult decisions a mother ever has to face. She turned her son over to the power of light, hid his existence from her own husband, and sacrificed her life for the good of humanity. Despite having died long ago, her memory remains alive in Dracula, awakening the emotions of the man he once was, guiding his actions towards the light and remedying from that past.
Okay, and that's another confusing bout. They claim that the mirror showed her this fate.
Oh shit.
Snap.
Well, thankfully you just need to fight a couple of servants in the meantime. But again, remember, the poison is is dooming you from the inside. You cannot recover health in the meantime. So any damage that you take, inches you closer towards becoming Carmilla's servant. Go on, Jova.
How cool would it have been if her lantern was actually as powerful as sunlight and that damages you on contact?
Thankfully, no.
But anyway, like I was saying, another weird thing about the bio, it says that the mirror showed
her fate.
Marie her fate. Except, no, the mirror was on Carmilla's domain. So how could she have
the Brotherhood kept a shard. It's the same one that they gave to Trevor when he embarked at the start of his section in Mirror of Fate, which was the one that then got given to Simon.
Yeah, right. That detail. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, there's also another thing. There you go. If you shit, and has the mist power. If you
Where are you, my prince?
just go away. Oh no, not again. We're not doing this again. That's the thing also. Carmilla can actually find the symbols that you have put your blood on and actually cancel that with putting her own blood. So you need to be quick and on to the point, basically.
It's funny you mentioned Carmilla being more sexual in this version, given how she's wearing a lot more in this version than she was in the first game.
But, in terms of, actual appearance and also,
we still get
cleavage.
Cleavage. That counts.
That bust size.
Exactly.
But is it bigger than last time?
Yes.
We'll have to go back and check.
Yes,
No,
let's check right now.
Her model her appearance in the previous game was anything but sexualized, basically.
Well, Tio, they literally had her entire bare chest on Mark in the first game.
Yes, but they did not make anything to emphasize on that, nor to make it a plot point on that regard.
I don't know. Depends on if you're into that.
Okay, here are the pictures. I'll show a comparison. You can be the judge.
Not to mention these particular human version of Carmilla, which again, to be fair, it was already present as we saw one of the portraits in the DLC. Sorry. Let me see.
Like I've mentioned, I do. Oh wait, yeah, cutscene.
Yeah, again, we're just opening the door. And every time you open the door, Carmilla decides to fuck off. Basically. Again, it's like that's actually in Harry Potter. I wonder if people at Mercury's team had played that and wanted to homage that in some kind of way.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely bigger this time around.
Let me see.
They're more exposed in the first game, but yeah, no, definitely bigger.
Okay, you know what? Fair enough. She does look cuter in the second game.
Yeah, I was about to mention. Okay, this incarnation also is a bit reminiscent of a traditional, what you would think a stereotypical incarnation of Snow White. Might be not really the Disney version, but one that you would expect.
A Tim Burton version of Snow White. Gotcha.
I thought you were gonna say.
Snow White and the Huntsman Snow White, or like
not enough highlight. No, one that you will see from an actual book with illustrations.
Don't you see? That's the irony, though. She's the bad guy this time. Although, funnily enough, I'm surprised none of you cracked a Red Riding Hood gag, given
she's a bit too for that.
What's that gothic Alice in Wonderland reboot that has a video game
American
series?
The
McGee.
Looking Glass?
American McGee Alice.
Yes.
Yes, that's a thing. But yeah, I do kind of dig Carmilla's outfit in that it's obviously a female version of the Brotherhood of Light outfit, since she was one of the founders here and there.
And you remember
again,
she even had the shoulder pads which helped her actually fly when she was human. Surprisingly, they didn't reference that.
So here's the weird thing. So we got Zobek back. We got Carmilla back. Cornell's not in this game from what I recall, though, weirdly enough.
Actually, no. He gets referenced later on in a boss fight for one particular bit that I will mention when it becomes apparent. But otherwise, no. He's not in this game.
Well, sorry,
Alas.
Cornell. You're not hot like Carmilla, and you're not voiced by Patrick Stewart like Death.
It's a shame. I wanted Daddy Pig again in action.
Oh, God. Maybe he was too busy being Daddy Pig and Peppa Pig to return for this.
No, but seriously, when the hell is Morbius going out? Because we got a trailer like in the beginning of last year. We don't know anything.
We don't know.
I swear to God, I am so confused
I wonder
by
if
that movie.
I wonder if Sony wants to wait until No Way Home is released, to start releasing. Oh no, okay, Venom 2 is about to be released actually. So no,
Yeah, Venom 2 comes out next month at the time of this recording.
Wait,
at the time,
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Also, at the time of this recording, Morbius is meant to come out in late January of 2022.
I
It feels
swear
like
we
it
had
wasn't
zero
that long
trailers.
ago.
Huh.
It feels like
Well, well,
Hold
okay,
on,
okay.
what is it, Siri?
We had one
it feels like
here
it
when-
wasn't that long ago, and when Venom 2 was actually announced properly.
Yeah.
Like,
You know, here's the weird thing. We got a trailer of Michael Morbius before we got a trailer of Venom 2, and yet Venom 2's coming out before Michael Morbius. Like, what is going on with that movie?
I don't know.
And
Anyway.
oh, sorry.
Anyway, we're about to get our boss fight. So first of all, let's.
Ooh, it's cold out here.
Yes. Also, let's have that thing that I mentioned to Dwibs. Now the game will test
My
you.
love. I thought I'd never see you again. Now drink from me again.
You saw me earlier.
This blood is powerful.
the marks on your neck are gone.
No, that's just a thing for the model. It's not. That's surprisingly, it's not relevant.
No, Gabriel!
Oh, but which one is it?
I don't know which one to shoot.
If you pay minimally attention to the dialogue, Carmilla will out herself pretty easily.
My blood can undo the spell.
So let's put you to the test. Pay attention.
She is trying to trick you. You know me, Gabriel. Choose me. I am your woman. I am yours.
Say that. She won't say that, would she?
Don't
No.
listen
I know what
to
the, I know.
Like immediately, like
I know what it wi-
GG Carmilla, but you fuck up.
Oh, I know how this works. We have to ask them. We have to ask them a question that will force one of them to answer a truth, and another one to answer a lie.
Ignore her.
No, that's the thing. Again, Carmilla outs himself pretty easily by.
No, my prince.
Yeah, there you go. Also that.
My prince.
She's really bad at this, isn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she surely is.
I guess, well, she's...
Referring to her as my prince.
Look, he's just really horny, okay?
You know, Freeson could
I love
maybe
her
solve
stance.
this.
She's like one of those concerned, pouting parents. Gabriel, did you forget to clean your room?
Wash
Well,
your
you-
mouth, dude.
Seriously, this is how you handle my castle while I was away
Okay,
being
that's-
dead?
Alright,
Yeah.
Marie will stay in isolation for the time being. Surprisingly, Carmilla doesn't use her as a hostage. Interesting.
You know, that is kind of ironic, though, how, again, when you get down to it, technically the castle is Carmilla's, but the...
It's Shaft's magic ball.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Come, my prince.
Yeah, he
Don't
really
make
did
me
get the
hurt
shaft
you.
in this.
Basically, for the time being, your vessel jumps to freeze her over and then starts beating her on that.
This is how we handle things here in Castlevania.
That's how we do in my castle.
My love runs through your veins. Jesus, you're worse than Anna from Shinmuneta.
Who?
Oh, the most thirsty girl in all
Oh,
fantasy.
she uses double team.
Okay, T.O. use aerial ace. It never misses.
I thought, isn't that where a thunder attack but never misses? I forgot what it's called in English.
Thunderbolts. Thunderbolt never misses.
Yep.
But anyway, Des, Anna's essentially one of the main characters from a show called Shimoneta, essentially. And yes, I'm just not kidding, she's probably the most thirsty girl in all of anime.
I don't know.
The entire concept of Shimoneta is that there's a society that is severely strict about, what people can talk
No,
and say
Dracula,
about
she's
sex.
getting turned on by this.
No, let's instead absorb from her what, again, Dracula's power is rightfully, is the power of the mist, actually.
Wow. Well, there you go, Carmilla. He gave you the suck. You should enjoy that.
Oh, now she has a stand.
Wait, I didn't think it was the vampires who were supposed to have stands.
To be fair,
I
Joe,
know, Dio.
not just that, every person that Dio converts in part 3 that gets to be a vampire also has a stand. The ability to take the shape of mist is one of the most useful skills that a vampire can use. The restriction of space, which would be obvious for a physical body, disappears completely when applied to an entity made up of millions of floating particles. Being able to reach almost anywhere and gone unnoticed by enemies means that creatures able to master this technique become true shadows in the night.
Okay, Jesus, we'll get you a date on Tinder, lady.
How about Grindr instead?
I don't know if she'd even be ready for that yet.
I don't think she's the demographic for Grindr anyway.
Yeah, if you're actually in trouble, you can actually use the mist power and drink Maria's blood to gain some health. But for the time being, I don't really need it. And besides, the fight is almost over, so get ready.
I mean, lady, if you're this horny, you can do something about it on your own time.
Okay, here we go.
She wants his rod, is your boy.
Oh, now you're trying to using her as a hostage.
Oh man, I locked it too good. God damn it.
She's too weak at this point.
Oh.
You were saying?
No, yeah, she
Hold
was
on,
struggling.
wait for
She was
it.
like, you locked it too good.
Fine.
Fine, you get the
Hold
rod.
on.
So, like,
Woo!
yeah, I was about to say, the way it was, okay.
Oh, she enjoyed that.
He really is the rod.
Jesus Christ.
Gee.
Yeah, this is just a bit too
Wow.
far. Sorry.
Damn, it was that good for her?
Yeah, Bayonetta did it better.
He died
Tio,
doing what she loved.
Tio, I'm gonna raise a bit of an objection to that.
Go ahead.
She did try to kill him.
Oh, no. About the... I mean, in terms of what kind of execution she got. She still needed to die,
Also, really, that's going too far. I'm sorry, I don't see it.
I mean,
If James Bond were there, she would be like, well, she always did enjoy a tight squeeze.
oh.
Well, but she wasn't squeezed though. That doesn't
know.
work in this year.
But yeah, that's it. And we got also the power of mist, so we got what we came here for.
So
I got a better
boy.
one.
It
That's-
couldn't have worked out between us.
Well, honey, that's what you get for speaking with your mouth full. There you go. There's a better one.
Have I mentioned that it looks like she's smoking for a bit with that bit? How she literally
Sure, she
burns
was
in flames.
smoking.
Oh yeah, she was. More ways than one.
Oh, the aftermath cigarette, huh?
Like, I'll admit though, they did make her hot. A little too hot.
Exactly.
So much that she was burning up in the end. And I don't mean when she blew into cinders.
Again,
I
you
thought
have
you
to
were talking about the Jonas Brothers.
Oh,
song.
look at that. We also have, we have found the diary. Lips.
If I have failed in my mission, my brother, take the scroll and give the cardinal this news. Our Lady Carmilla, founder of the Brotherhood and subject of so many legends, wanders the ruins of this castle. As if 500 years haven't gone by since she disappeared in her earthly and human form. If I'm not losing my mind, this vision is the perverse product of the mind of the world of the evil that resides in this place. Like brothers of his memory, demons of his mind are as real in this castle as any of the stones it is made of, as is the stone that I will soon be buried under.
Yeah. This vision of Lady Carmilla is very promiscuous, more so than I remember our founder lady being all those years ago.
Again, remember, this is all mostly just a metaphor in how Dracula is putting back his own big lever in some kind of way, but it is still based. It is still based on that point where the castle was right before the siege. You know.
One has to wonder what was going
Hey,
through.
Wolf.
One has to wonder what was going through Gabriel's mind when parts of his own mind are literally
Shame
trying
Shiro
to
is
jump his
BRB
bone.
because yes, you can pet the wolf in
I
this
came
game.
back just in time.
Yay!
Yay!
You can
Yeah,
pet
we
the
were real
wolf 10 out of 10.
Bad happened to that wolf, right?
Dracula now wakes up and is like, what the fuck am I holding?
So,
Why am I
Tio,
petting a dog?
given that this is all in Dracula's mind, guys, we have to wonder, why did his mind conjure up Carmilla as sexualized as she was, nearly jumping his
psychological
bones and
You
Vampires
wise.
are horny.
Yeah, also Freudian
Yeah.
stuff, Joe. Psychologically wise, it can potentially make sense.
Oh
Remember,
god, did he call her spirit mommy at some point during his rule as
that
Dracula?
I know not to
Yes.
know, that I do not know, nor I wish to know, frankly. So we'll see you in the next part, where we hopefully get that fucking vaccine.
Yeah.
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 Yeah.